Welcome to another edition of Chef Knives to Go Quick Look Product Reviews. I'm Steve Gamache, and we are looking at a line from Tetsuhiro. This is their Western or Yo-handled R-2 steel Gyuto 210mm knife. So the core steel on this line is R-2 powdered metallurgy. It's also known as SG2 powdered metallurgy stainless steel. It's a high quality, fine grained, high edge retention stainless steel with reasonable sharpening characteristics. And the core steel is heat treated to about a 62 Rockwell rating. The construction is a stainless cladding, a softer stainless steel cladding on each side of that core steel for a 3-layer sandwich. And the weight on this knife is 177 grams, 7.2 ounces. Blade length right around 215 or 8.5 inches, and the overall length about 13.4. This line of knives is virtually identical to their AS or Aogami super reactive core steel core line of knives. The main difference being the steel, of course, and also the presentation or aesthetics. Other than that, you can kind of pick your flavor and get a virtually identical knife. The spine thickness on these coming out of the bolster is about 1.8 millimeters, so fairly thin blade. Not really any distal taper on these to speak of, so pretty much just maintains that all the way through till we hit the grind of the knife into the tip where it thins out a bit for, reasonably decent tip. It's not super duper thin, but not real thick either. Blade height is about 47 millimeters in this particular sample, and the handle they put on these is a black micarta, which is even more durable than the kind of standard black packawood that you'll see on a lot of knives. So that's a nice feature, especially in a professional environment where durability is a big concern. Let's take a close-up look at the blade. They did a nice job grinding these knives, and the finish is nice on them. Again, these have a screened-on Kanjin logo versus the embossed version on the Aogami line of knives, and they've got a straight core cladding line versus a wavy one on the, again, the AS line of knives. Fit and finish on the handle bolster tang is nicely done. The only area to be aware of on this line, and it's consistent through all their knives in these Western handle versions, is they really didn't take and finish off the edges very much at all on these, so they've got fairly sharp edges on the spine and the back of the blade or the choil. So you may have to hit those with a little bit of sandpaper to kind of knock the sharpness off that edge and round them off just a little bit, enough to whatever your liking is, and that'll increase the comfort level of this knife quite a bit. Back off the focus a little bit. Balance point on this one is just, it's a little hard to tell, but it's just barely in front of that where the end of the bolster curves into the blade. And these knives are not thick at the edge, but they're not super duper thin. So you've got a little bit of robustness towards the edge and also the tip, although they're not thick knives. So they should give you a little bit of durability, especially in a pro environment. Although again, it is a Japanese knife with harder steel, so appropriate care must be taken with technique and such and ingredients. But in the realm of a pro environment, this might make a really good line knife. Whoop, wrong focus point. There we go. This might make a really nice line knife, all stainless, not super skinny at the edge, decent performance, pretty good all-around performance actually. And these don't have much of a flat spot. That is pretty much consistent throughout all the ones. I've seen 5 of these so far, including this one, and they all have a similarly curvy profile. So not a lot of flat spot on these. And I can get about right there before I start digging the tip in. So more of a push-pull cutting, glide cutting, rock cutting style. If you're a pure chopper and you want a lot of flat spot, this is not your knife. So these are well made, fairly stiff blade for the thinness. Good all-around feel. The handle is pretty just kind of middle of the road as far as shape and size and comfort, and decent clearance as well. Got 47 blade height, so it's pretty decent for clearance. So might make a nice knife in a pro environment, or if somebody wants something that'll hold an edge a long time as well at home environments, might be a good option for you. This is the Tetsuhiro Western or Yo-handled R-2 powdered metallurgy Gyuto 210mm.